What is up? My name's Brad and this is Operation N64. Now in this series we're trying to build an N64 collection starting off with just £10 by using our charity shops, our car boots, our Facebook marketplace, looking for stuff for cheap that we can sell for a profit to build a game fund to buy N64 bangers. Now, before we get into this week's video, I just want to say thank you for all your feedback on my last video, my car boot video. I appreciate you letting me know your thoughts, letting me know what you think. I'm going to find out for definite what the rules are with regards to that car boot, so I can continue filming, continue bringing you these car boot videos. So yeah, cheers for all the feedback. I really appreciate it. Now, let's get into this week's video. Now, there's only a couple updates to the game fund. We've been struggling to make sales on eBay. I think we're going to need it to pick up, or we're going to need to think of something else. Otherwise, we're going to run out of funds for this series, which will be a real shame. But anyway, we made 2 sales. We sold that Motley Crue, Rude, Crude and Tattooed DVD to a subscriber. Cheers, Rick. Cheers for buying that. We sold that for £4. And we also sold that Indiana Jones for the OG Xbox for £8. So after fees and everything, it's a grand total of this to add to the game fund for a grand total of this. Yeah, like I said, we need to pick up a little bit on these sales. But another thing, those games I picked up in CEX, on the CEX roulette in the last video, I have taken them all back so we can reimburse our CEX fund. And we are back to where we were. So I'm hoping to hit a couple of different CEXs that are not local to me. I think it may be, there's one in Merthyr Tydfil. There's also one in Ponty. There's one in Cardiff. One in Bridgend, which I've been to, which isn't very good. But anyway, I want to hit a couple of different CEXs to see what they have on offer, to see if they have anything on the list. But having said all that, let's get into this week's video. Let's go. What is up, guys? Voiceover Brad is back for another episode of Operation N64. Really loving doing this series, really loving picking up these N64 games. The collection's coming along nice and steadily. I'd love to be able to pick up more and more. I just need to be hustling a bit more, trying to sell a bit more, get that game fund up so we can start picking up games all the time. But anyway, we were back at the car boots at the weekend. If you guys saw my last video, you would have seen this footage already. But a bunch of Xbox 360 games here, £2 a piece. I picked up a couple of them. A really good one in that Armored Core 4. Yeah, great to pick that up. I picked up a couple others along with it. So yeah, great start to the week. And also this single Wii game I picked up, Resident Evil 4 for the Wii. Paid £1 for it. It's worth about £6. Very cool to pick this up as well. The games at the car boot weren't too bad this weekend. It was pretty decent, to be fair. I then popped up to Merthyr Tydfil, just up in the valleys a bit. Never been there game hunting before. Haven't been there for a fair few years now. But yeah, I went up there to try somewhere new. They had a little rack of games here. There's me dropping them on the floor. Yeah, a little rack of games here, but nothing really worth picking up. I did look 1 or 2 of the games up to see if there was any value in them. But yeah, I couldn't find anything in this this charity shop worth picking up for the game collection. I think they had $2.99, was it? $2.99 on the games. So yeah, not really worth it. I did have a good look about. I did see 1 or 2 other games, and my signal up here was terrible. When I was in the shops especially, I couldn't get any signal to scan anything on the CEX app, so it was a bit of a nightmare. You know me, I rely so heavily on them. But yeah, I saw this Cars 2 and a couple of sports games, WWE games there, SmackDown versus Raw, UFC and that. But I didn't pick any of them up. A whole bunch of FIFAs here for the Xbox 360, and then a Pop Idol. Why am I even looking at that? Was turned the wrong way around, that's probably why. But yeah, loads of FIFAs in here. Mad to see that many. I mean, you know you see a ton normally, but it just looks kind of mad seeing them all lined up like that. Sims 2 Pets, not worth picking up either. They did have a few games up on this top shelf. Again, my CEX app and eBay app were not working, so I couldn't scan any of this. So tell me, guys, if there's anything I missed out, should have picked up. Should I pick that Skylanders up? I always get confused which ones are worth picking up and which ones aren't. But yeah, nothing really in this shop either, which was a bit of a shame. I wasn't having much luck up there after the 57-minute drive it took me to get there, which was a real shame. I did pick up this single DVD, this Sonic DVD. I always love looking in the kids section and, you know, cartoons, DVDs and that. You can find some really cool stuff in there, some real nostalgic DVDs. But the purpose of this visit was to hit the CEX. Very nice Super Mario 2 there for the NES. But yeah, I wasn't there for NES games. I was there for N64 games. So yeah, they had a couple of boxed ones here, a couple on the list as well, which was awesome. I did have a good look at these to see if any of them were worth picking up. They had a pretty decent selection of retro stuff in here. A lot better selection than we have in Swansea anyway. Some cool PS2 titles there as well. But yeah, continued looking and saw a few of these Assassin's Creed plushies. I love Assassin's Creed. It's one of my favourite franchises for the PlayStation. Absolutely love it. So yeah, I had to pick all of these up. They were 50p a piece. I thought it was worth picking up. I see on eBay they're selling for about 10 quid, just under 10 quid a go. Wanted one for my own collection, and I thought 50p. I had to pick them all up. Cool little Ezio plushies right here. And this charity shop was pretty cool. They stuck the games in the window. So when I saw them, I thought, oh, wow, this is a sign of things to come. They're going to have a ton inside. It wasn't the case, unfortunately. They had this Mr. Burns pop in the window. They had £5 on it. Had it been a quid or two, I probably would have picked it up. Because pops, you know, they go for about, roughly, averagely about £10. So I would have picked it up, definitely. But for a fiver, I'm not going to. Cool Thundercats DVD here. They're 49p, I think, on it. Always check them kids' DVDs. Always come up with some gems in there, hidden gems, some great cartoons from back in the day. And then I popped down to Pontypridd and had a look about the charity shops down there. Not much luck on the game front again. Loads of FIFAs here, some Buzz. I know one or two of the Buzz games have a bit of value. Unfortunately, not this one. But yeah, some more games here, and loads of FIFAs, and loads of FIFAs, some rugby games and that. You know, the usual sports titles you see all the time. Always check them DVDs, like I said, many times. There are a few VHS in here as well. Some of them are, what are they called? Butt Ugly Martians, is that what they're called? Or Butt Ugly Aliens, Butt Ugly Martians? I think that's what they're called. A few of them VHS. Not really something I was into. Still kind of cool to see. I did like hitting a new area, but it just didn't pay off on this occasion. And then this really surprised me. They had Sega games in a charity shop. Sega games in a charity shop, complete Sega games. I just never seen it before. I never see these retro games there. No cartridge-based games. I never see them. And the mad thing is, she done me a little bit of a deal, which is crazy for a charity shop. I've never had a charity shop do me a deal before. And look at this, another Ninja Turtles, The Next Mutation. Popped into the CEX there, and again they had another N64 game off the list. Very cool to see. And we are back in the game space, and it's been a pretty decent week in terms of the N64 collection. I am buzzing with what I picked up, and I could chalk off that list. But in terms of stuff to resell, we've been a bit sparse, not a lot out there. Did pick up one or two things. But let's get into what we spent this week. Now, we completely cleared the CEX credit, so we can deduct that now. And we spent £43.80 of the game fund. So we are looking bare minimum. I think we're pretty much back to where we started with just over or just about £10. So we're going to have to start from scratch again. But I don't regret it. I made a bit of a decision on a whim. But before we get into the good stuff, let's go through the stuff we picked up to try and sell. Now, all the games that we picked up here, you've probably seen if you watched the last car boot video, so we'll fly through them quickly. We picked up Resident Evil 4, it's worth about £6. We picked up The House of Dead 2 and 3 Reborn or Return, it's worth about £10. We picked up Knights or Journey of the Dreams, only worth about £3.50. Picked up Street Fighter 4, it's worth about £5. Picked up Red Dead Redemption, it's worth about £8. We picked up Soul Calibur 5, I think it's worth about £4 or £5. And we also picked up that Armored Core 4, which is worth about £25. So hopefully we can sell this and get a little bit of extra funds straight away into the game fund. But that is everything in terms of games. I also picked these up. It is these Assassin's Creed like plushies. They are brand new. I picked up 4 of these. They were 50p a piece, and I've seen going on eBay for around a tenner, so maybe 8 to 10 quid each. I'm going to keep one for the collection because I love AC. So I'm going to keep this one because it's not got the packaging here. But these 3 I will try and sell on. And that is everything we picked up to try and sell. I picked up a couple of other things for the collection. A few DVDs here. Picked up another one of them Ninja Turtles, The Next Mutation. This is number 12. We picked up a Sonic Underground DVD. This is, which one is this? Number 2. I think I have number 4 already. But yeah, number 2. And we picked up this Thundercats Volume 1. Very, very cool. And then, funnily enough, I was talking to my dad when he was down, and I said what I'd love to do is come across like some Sega games or, you know, some retro cartridge-based games in a charity shop. And that's exactly what happened. I came across these 4 Mega Drive games. I probably paid over the odds for them. I got super excited just to see like retro games in there. They were all sports games, all football games, funnily enough. The first one is World Cup Italia 90. We've got World Cup USA 94. Who is that on the front there? I don't know. We picked up FIFA 97. Good old FIFA. $34.99. This was in somewhere. Our price. And then the last one is Super Kickoff. So yeah, I got super excited. Picked these up. Probably paid over the odds. I think I paid 16 quid for them. She did me a deal, which is mad in a charity shop. But yeah, she did me, I think, £4 a piece on these. Which, like I said, is probably a bit too much for these types of games. But I couldn't leave them behind. Seeing like retro Mega Drive games in a charity shop, for me, is just unheard of. So I had to pick them up. Tell me how foolish I am. But yeah, I had to do it. Yeah, all of that stuff is for the collection. And now let's get into the N64 games. So I picked up 2 N64 games this week, and it's kind of mad because what happened is I went up to Murphy first, hit their CEX, and they had one of the games on the list. They actually had 2 copies of it. They had like a normal copy and then a player's choice copy of it. And I had a look at them, and the player's choice one, funnily enough, was in such good condition I couldn't leave it behind. Now, I wouldn't normally go for the player's choice editions, but the condition on this was just too good to leave behind. And it is Mario Kart 64. I've tried my luck getting this in CEX Roulette before and failed miserably. But this thing is like super clean. The box is just so, in such good condition. There's not even any like a phrase or any scuffs or anything. It is also, I will show you, very much complete. Cartridge in very good condition. Chuffed to pick this up. I love this game. Can't wait to play it. The kids are buzzing to play it. They love Mario Kart. And it'd be nice to take them back to one of the old school Mario Karts. So yeah, very, very cool. It also has the manual, which is in super good condition. Very, a little bit dusty, but very good condition. We also have this, I'm not really sure what it is, a poster or something. Welcome to the future. You've got this N64 stuff here, and then some of the Game Boy Color stuff on the back there. So yeah, very cool to have that. And then you also have this like N64 sort of instruction booklet right here. So very much complete, very much in a good condition, and I just couldn't leave it behind. It was 45 quid, which is what they sell it for in CEX box, but I had to pick it up. It's a staple in any N64 collection, so I am chuffed to pick this bad boy up. And there we are, guys. It is in its new home inside this protective case. It looks super nice, super sweet. Like I said, player's choice wouldn't be my first option, but this is in such good condition, I couldn't leave them behind. And yeah, so I'm chuffed to pick this up. So after I'd picked that up, I headed down to Pontypridd. I was running out of time, but I wanted to get down there. It was only like 10-15 minutes from Murphy. Thought while I'm in the area, I should go check it out, because I knew they had one of my big boys on the list, my Grail. Not the most expensive game on the list, but it is my N64 Grail. Before I started this whole series, this was the game I was after for quite some time, in good condition. It's very hard to come by, but it is Resident Evil 2. Chuffed to pick this up. I mean, it has a little bit of wear and tear on it, but my God, this is the best condition one I've seen in that person, in the flesh, anywhere. I've seen a couple in CEX and they're pretty tatty, pretty beaten up. I saw one at London Gaming Market. It was a decent price, but it weren't in the best nick. This thing is pretty good. Not perfect, but there is no like tears on the front here, which is my main bugbear. There is a little crease here, but I can live with that. Like I said, the corners are a bit, a bit beaten, but that is what is to be expected. But yeah, very happy with the condition of this bad boy. Now this cost £185, and because I'd already dipped into the CEX vouchers, I had to pay a bit of cash from the game fund for it. But yeah, £185 for this bad boy. I'm really happy with it. Like I said, it's not perfect, but I have been looking for this for some time. And finding it in a decent condition like this for a good, decent enough price, I'm happy to pay it, happy to pick it up, happy to have it in the collection. It is my grail. One thing is the sticker on the back, but I've done a video quite some time ago and I got a ton of suggestions from you guys about how to get that off without damaging the box, so I'm not concerned too much. But yeah, chuffed to add this to the collection. I will show you the inside now. It is complete. Insert, manual and cart, all in really good condition. Here is the cartridge. Absolutely love it. Nothing wrong with the sticker. There's a little bit of like a mark here, but I can get that off no problem. So yeah, happy with the condition on this bad boy. Chuffed to have it in my collection. Like I said, it's my grail. Manual, again, in very good condition. Little turn up on the corner there, but nothing really. The thing is pretty nice, to be fair. The insert is one of them fixed ones inside. And yeah, just so happy to have this in the collection, I can't tell you. And there it is, in its protective case, looking lovely. I am so happy to have this in the collection. I'm so happy to chalk one of the big boys off. This is quite an expensive game, and it's probably the most expensive game I have in my whole collection, I think, like single game. So yeah, great to pick this up. Very happy. It looks so smart. It's going to look great on the shelf. I can't wait to play it. I just completed the remastered one on the PS4, I think last year or something. So yeah, absolutely love this game. And chuffed to have it in the collection. So guys, let's cross them off the list. There it is. Resident Evil, second on the list because it's the second most expensive game on the list. Conker's being that 210 plus mark. So we can get rid of Resident Evil. So chuffed to do that. I've wanted it for such a long time, so yeah, great to chalk that off. And then where's Mario Kart down the bottom here? We can wipe. Oops, you can't even see. I am wiping that bad boy off with my finger. Oh, so classy the brand is. There it is, all gone, and that takes us below 20 games. I think that takes us what? That takes us to 18 games left on the list. That is awesome. It sounds like we're definitely making some sort of progress. Chuffed a bit. So there you are, guys. Adding these two bad boys to the collection takes us to 7 N64 games, all complete, all in really good condition. Yeah, couldn't be happier. We're definitely making progress. But like I said, we are in a bit of a pickle now with the game fund being so low, having no credit. We're going to have to hammer it hard trying to get rid of some of this stuff. Might start trying to sell stuff elsewhere. But anyway, guys, let me know in the comments below what you think of these two. I am so over the moon to have this. And as always, if you're enjoying this series, smash that like button. Consider subscribing to the channel. And as always, be rad, stay rad, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.